same thing you're gonna get if you get stung with a scorpion, man. In fact, they call a bullet a stinger. They say it in London, they call it the stinger.
Bullet fact. Oh, yeah. Sting.
Because you get hit with a bullet and it stings you. Aye. And what's gonna happen to your ass? You're gonna leak out and die, man.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
The grass was meaning there are certain men that were destined to survive World War because their progeny would be some of the men, the elect you see today.
What?
So how could they die? See, whether you die or not in a warfare is destiny. Hey, there's some man going into a war, they're not gonna die. You don't know that. You might think you're gonna die, but in warfare, miraculous shit happens, man. So they say some dudes are lucky, some dudes are unlucky. You might have a whole squad, and the whole squad, plane crash, whole squad's dead, but you. Hey, because the Mossad didn't want you to die at that time. It's not your destiny to die in that warfare. That's what it's saying here, because you have certain brothers, their forefathers was in that war. Or even a mother even. You know? And it had to be that, I think it was their destiny that that bear would have a daughter, and that daughter would get with a certain man and produce a certain child. Which would then produce a certain child, and he's out on the street teaching the word right now. Hey, that's the way the Mossad worked. So certain men, no matter what happened to them, they could have died. Certain men lost their arm, but they still made it. Went home, had families and shit. Pearl Harbor, not everyone died. Some died, some didn't. Some made it out, some got trapped underneath, got drowned. Submarine there. The man have got to close it out on your ass. You're drowning down there. Hey, they say luck. We say will of the Most High.
That's right. And today it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months, and the torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it.
Yeah, you got certain men that end up badly wounded after that war.
Yeah, traumatized.
Half the man they was, literally, lost both their legs, whatever. But it wasn't for them to die. They should have died. They probably wish they did die, but it wasn't for them to die, man. And especially during World War I, because certain things they could do for you now, they didn't have the ability to do for you back then, man. Certain of them, their limb could have been saved. But now, if it happened to them now, but back then, he was losing the limb. Some of them, they wish they died with their friends, man, because they couldn't take the fact that all their squad was gone. And it burned inside of them. You know, it burned, man. Now, how come I died and Jerry and John and then Matthew and then all these friends you had, you went to the training academy, you was brothers in arms, and they all died except you. You're like, what did I do right? That's how some of them men see it, and it burns them in their mind. They wish that they had died with their brethren on the battlefield. You know? But it wasn't for them to die on the battlefield.
In some ways as well, man, they love the fact of being able to die on the battlefield, man. They don't want to just die at home.
Especially when all their friends is gone.
Yeah, man.
And they're the only men that would understand what they're going through. They come back, they can't talk to the normal guy about what they've been through. Because they can't relate. Only if you've been there. I can't sit down with a World War II vet, if you probably 100 now or some shit, and start. I ain't gonna understand what he went through. I wasn't there. Only he knows the smell of death. And what they were going through. The only people that are gonna know is the man that was there with him. But a lot of them is dead now. And so he's all alone, really. Okay? That's how it is. Men of war, man. Only a man of war understands war. If you're not a man of war, you ain't gonna understand war fully, man. You gotta be there, man. You gotta be there and have the bullets flying over your head. And to know that bullet grazed your head, but your friend, he got his head blown off, man. And you can't stop. You ain't got time to stop. You gotta carry on. And your friend's laying there with his face non-existent, man. His face is gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. That's some terrible shit. You gotta live with that. Yeah, look, that's why a lot of them come home, you know.
And death and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Death shall flee, meaning it ain't your time to die, man. For whatever reason the Most High set up, man. Because it's your destiny to do something else. Go on.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses.
The shapes of the locusts. So this is how you know he's not talking about real locusts. He was calling them locusts because they fly. He said the shape of the locust was like unto what?
Unto horses.
Go on.
Prepared unto battle.
It's talking about the array. Because when them machines fly, they fly out like in a squadron. Like how you would go into battle with horses.
Head of armor on.
In a certain sequence. Like when you go into war, I'll be here, my horse is next to this brother's horse, and this brother's horse is here, then I might have a horse here, and depending on how you're gonna attack is the shape of the attack. You might form an arrowhead and plunge into the army. You might, you know? It depends. That's what he's talking about.
Like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold.
Right, the head now, this is talking about the men that were going, because you saw the men that would be flying these things. Go on, read that again.
And on their heads were as if it were crowns like gold.
Yep.
And their faces were as the faces of men.
Right, because inside those locusts were men. If you look at, if you just common sense. If you just watch that movie Red Tails or anything, when the men are flying in the airplane, you look through, what do you see? You ain't gonna see this ain't gonna be like Independence Day. This is you're gonna see the face of a man. Shalom, brother. You're gonna see the face of a man. This is just common sense. But what is the headdress? Because it was the German men he was seeing. Go on.
And they had hair as the hair of women.
When you go into them headdresses that them German soldiers wore, it was like a long, they had a fancy helmet on and a long golden blonde ponytail shit hanging off it, like women. Yeah, that's what he saw. So he saw a vision of them soldiers, the airmen.
And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
What does he mean? What does he mean the teeth of lions, man? That's talking about them bullets, man. Because what does a bullet do to you? It'll tear your ass up, turn you into jelly, man. You know what a 50 caliber bullet will do to you? You know what a 50 caliber bullet will do to a man? Them bullets that come out of them airplanes ain't no fucking 22s. Those are some high caliber. Some of them calibers is bigger than fucking 50 caliber. If that shit hits you, you're getting straight torn in three. Fuck a half. You might just, that shit hits you in the stomach, you're just gonna go, like, oh shit. Your arm will be over there, your leg will be over there. Like you got attacked by a wild animal, man. And it's the same thing, when they hit other planes, what does it do to the other plane? You see it go, it's like man took a bite out of it. Hey, Jake uses them analogies, that's how you know it's Jake. Jake uses them analogies today in the hoods, man. One day I heard him calling his knife his alligator, man. Some man call the gun a dog for bark, and the dog bite you, man. So that's the analogy, man. It's an analogy because a bullet tear you up like a wild animal, man. Hey, Idonia had a track where he said something along the lines of he said something along when you got hit, people thought it was a shark attack. He said something along the lines of when my bullets hit you, people gonna say it must be a shark attack. Because you ever see a man that's been bit by a shark, a whole chunk of his body goes missing. If you ever seen a man get hit by a 50 caliber bullet, it does the same thing. Because the shark bite can literally tear a man. This man have got a shark bite and their whole half of their midsection is gone. Hey, that a 50 caliber, if that hits you in your side, that's what it's gonna do to you. So it's just common sense. Same with a lion get up in your attack. Hey, like that Edomite got folded up in that video, man. Tear you up, tear your flesh. like lion's teeth. They're sharp. In fact, a bullet is shaped like a tooth. It's shaped like a what do they call it?
Canine.
A canine. It's
a penetrating instrument.
It's a penetrating instrument, man.
And canines are there to tear.
You can imagine the Mossad probably slowed down the vision and he saw the bullet flying through the air, man. Hey, them visions are bad, man. Because you gotta get the detail to put it in the book. Yeah? Go on now.
And they have breastplates, as it were, breastplates of iron.
The breastplate, what's the breastplates of iron? You mean the armor, like the brother said earlier, that was on the airplanes. Okay? They're not like some open frame. They got plating on that shit, man. Because it's getting into dogfights. Read on.
That's another thing, you mentioned dogfights.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Animals. Using animals.
A dog's weapon is what? It's teeth.
Straight out the mouth.
And the sound of their wings were as the sound of chariots, of many horses running to battle.
What was inside of those planes? The same thing inside of these cars going past. Right? Big ass. You ever heard of, when you go airport, you ever heard one of them planes get ready to start up? You know, apparently a baby scream is as much decibels as an airplane engine. Apparently. It's impressive. But when you go to the airport, you hear that shit. Clack, 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 clack. Some sound. That's what it sounds like when, in ancient times, when you have a whole army of men riding in with them horses. Get some surround sound and watch fucking Last Samurai or any film like that where they got large groups of men riding into battle on horses. Don't you know the ground would actually shake? That's why the Native American Indians could put their ear to the ground and tell when a group of troops were coming from far. Because of the
thundering pounding.
The thundering pounding of those. That's the same sound that comes out of the engine.
And this is obviously before the jet engine was invented, right? So yeah, it would have been just one of those standard Rolls-Royce engines.
Yeah, was Red Tails? No, Red Tails was ready World War II, wasn't it?
Yeah, World War II.
I mean, you watch any old World War I film, and sometimes they use actual old replicas or relics in the films, and you hear the engine start up. They had to go to the front and turn the propeller in it, like to start it off.
Yeah, yank it.
And then it starts going.
Just like the old cars, right? They usually spin the old car to get it started, man. Same principle.
Yeah, man. Terrible shit.
And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings.
The tails like onto scorpions because them planes would have a man in the back with a fucking gun.
Machine gun.
That would be shooting.
And there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
Yeah.
And they had a king over them.
The war went on for a certain amount of time. Yep, go on.
And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Right, the messenger of the bottomless pit. Now this ain't talking about Satan, man. This is actually talking about a man, because a man can be an angel too. Hence why John the Baptist was called an angelos. Was not John the Baptist called an angelos? Because the word angelos, it can be a spiritual emissary or it can be a physical. Like when the postman comes, he's an angelos, man.
Messenger, yeah.
Now who was that? It was Kaiser Wilhelm. He was the leader of the German forces, man. And the word Kaiser is the same as Caesar, man.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon,
which means destroyer, because that's what he was. After World War I, Europe was destroyed, man, on one level.
Yeah.
Go on.
But in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon.
Right. Go on.
One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. And
this is the point I'm saying. That was the Lord describing the first woe.